Dreaming Show.
Hi, welcome to the Dreaming Show. I'm Gaby Company in Melbourne, Australia. My guest today is the fantastic Dr. Lisa SAUGERES, also known as the Mindfulness Diva. Welcome to the Dreaming Show, Lisa.
Thank you very much, Gaby. It's great to be here.
Thank you, thank you. Our topic today is how to stop sabotaging yourself. Do you feel that something is holding you back? Today, Lisa will give us a clear idea, a clear picture about this topic. Could you tell us about this topic, Liz?
Self-sabotage. Well, that's something that we can all relate to because we've all done that at some point. Because we can be so self-critical. We all have a critical voice in our heads that tell us, things that we can't do. We're often really good at focusing on the negative. On things we're not good at, things we can't do, and finding excuses like, oh, we're too old to do something, we're too, we can't possibly do it, or a self-flagellation, giving ourselves a hard time. So it's really important to be able first to become aware, to recognize what we're doing and how it affects us.
Why people are holding back? What's happening with us? What happened in the brain?
Well, what happens is that we all have these limiting beliefs. We have a certain way of looking at ourselves and, our role in the world. And that comes, of course, from childhood, from, the kind of upbringing that we've had. If we've had a more supportive, nurturing, loving upbringing, it's going to be easier in that case, to have more inner resources to cope with life's challenges. And it's going to be easier to be kinder to yourself and to believe more in yourself. Whereas when you've had a more negative environment, where it wasn't very supportive, when there was a lot of criticisms, then it's going to be a lot harder for you to have, these inner resources. Of course, you can build these inner resources, but it's going to take a lot more work. And as a result, you're going to be likely to have to do self-sabotage a lot more because you won't be believing in yourself.
How can we change these limiting beliefs?
So to change, it always starts with awareness. So you need to become aware of what's stopping you, what's holding you. And we all have fear. Of course, around limiting beliefs, there's fear around with that. So it's first becoming aware of what it is, what is stopping us. And then it's only once we become aware that then we're able to reframe that. So by focusing, for example, on the things that we have been able to achieve, by looking at the positive things, rather than only, always thinking about the things that we can't do. And what mindfulness does is to not only it gives that awareness, but then it gives you the tools to be able to let these go and not believe, because we can't believe that everything that our minds tells us, because as you know,
The little voice.
the little voice, but as you know that the mind, it just tells us things, as I said, that we learn from other people growing up, or things that maybe helped us as strategies than when we were young, but then they're not necessarily helpful to us right now. So it's about, and also it's just what the mind does, right? The mind loves being, thinking about the past or going to the future.
Why? What's happening?
That's just what happens. That's just what the mind does. The mind doesn't like to be, in the present. It almost feels like threatened, because when you're in the present, you're not using your mind, right? When you're in the present, you're actually right now connecting to your body, grounding yourself in the body, and so the mind is not doing its usual game. It's going in the past, going into the future. Which is why with mindfulness we retrain the mind, and that's why it doesn't happen overnight. It's like with any kind of new habits. They say it takes at least 21 days. I think it's even more now. To get a new habit put in place. And with mindfulness, that's what we do. I mean, if you go to the gym and you've never been to the gym before, but you want to get fit, and you're trying to do that, you expect overnight it's going to happen. Of course, it's not going to happen.
Of course not.
When you first go to the gym, it's going to be, the day after, you're going to be feeling quite uncomfortable, or even that day you will not be able to do that many things. But if you keep going at it regularly, you're going to be able to do things a bit more. And it's the same with mindfulness. By becoming aware, as I said, the kind of thoughts that the beliefs that limit ourselves, then we're able to recognize that these are just thoughts, that we don't have to to follow these. We don't have to get hooked by these thoughts, that we can change it.
What happened with people, because I've got a client that she's trying to feel different, to change limiting belief. However, she reminds herself from time to time how she suffered in the past, how the mother was criticizing her. Yeah. And she says, I'm doing my gratitude journal, I'm writing, I'm being aware of everything. However, I start thinking about the same thing over and over and again. So what do you suggest for this kind of people?
So it's, using strategies like naming the thoughts. So, there's something that she needs to practice. But, starts telling herself, oh, I noticed there's that pattern, that thought patterns was that when, of thinking about the past. So just by naming that creates that distance between herself and those thoughts. So that's then becomes a lot easier to not get actually affected by the thought and go into the story about her past. So this naming the thoughts is simple, but it's actually very effective. But you still need to practice, because you might start doing this and at first you're not necessarily going to notice the difference. But the more you practice it, the easier it's going to get. And you really can get yourself out of depression by practicing this, telling yourself, throughout the day, oh, I noticed that pattern, or I noticed the thought that, and that I'm not good enough, or I noticed the thought pattern, about blah 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 in the past. So it's very, very powerful.
Yes, I can see. Thank you, Liz, for sharing important strategies. Could you tell us about your business, how can people contact you, please?
Okay, so what I do, so I help people have more, feel more at peace within themselves, have more joy, so that they can, live more fulfilling lives. So I've got an upcoming online program that's going to be starting soon. So it's going to 8-week program, which is going to really, give you a very good grounding in different mindfulness techniques and tools, so you can, be calmer, you can, be happier, you can apply to all areas of your life, so that you really transform your life. So and if you'd like to find out more about how I can help you, and to, for me to give you a couple of strategies to help you, and also find out more about my upcoming program. So I offer a 20-minute free strategy session.
Wow,
by
thank
phone.
you. 20-minute free clarification session.
Exactly, by phone. So just we'll put the phone number somewhere on the video. So so give me a call to schedule that, and we'll send me a message and we'll do that.
What's your website?
So my website is Mindfully Serene, is the name of my business, and the website is www.mindfullyserene.com.au.
Thank you, Liz. Would you like to add something before we finish the interview?
No, just thank you very much for that opportunity, Gaby. So if if you'd like to talk to me more about, how I can help you, please do so. Nobody has to continue doing the self-sabotage, and because we can all do so much. It's all about how to believe in ourselves. Just to finish off, just a little anecdote. For me, for example, I always wanted to learn to play the piano. But I hadn't. And, something I always regretted, and also I loved singing, but, I was singing in choirs, I had the back because I didn't have the confidence stepping forward, even though I felt frustrated by that because I did want to, sing on my own, but didn't have the confidence. And because for years I was telling myself, no, I can't, okay, I'd like to, but no, I can't. And then eventually, as I, through mindfulness and the things I've done, to help me, I started to have more confidence. And then I realized that, it was now or never that I did want to do this. So I said, why not? Why can't I do it? And I did have all these limiting beliefs, around that, like, that I wasn't good at music, from the past, and from the experience that I had in the past. And I was able to shift that just by telling myself, why not? Actually, I want to do it. Why can't I do it? So just opening that door, when you start changing, starting to believe in yourself. So that's what I did, and started learning the piano, and then started singing solo, and then, recorded a CD, things I thought I would have never ever done.
Yes, Liz gave me a CD as a present, and she has a really good voice, a lovely voice.
Thank you
Beautiful.
very much.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you. But the point is all about that, if you believe in yourself, you can
Everything
pretty
is
much
possible.
anything. Yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Liz. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Gaby.
Thank you very much for being with us. See you next time. Gaby Company, Melbourne, Australia. Bye.
The Dreaming Show.